Many people believe that in the war on drugs, the drugs are the problem. They believe that drugs cause criminal activity, death, and mayhem. I personally am reaching out to lawmakers to bring the facts to the table regarding legalizing marijuana. Now, according to changetheclimate.org, which speaks about marijuana myths, it states that every government commission examining the relationship between marijuana use and crime has reached the same conclusion. Marijuana does not cause crime. The vast majority of marijuana users do not commit crimes, and almost all human and animal studies show that marijuana decreases aggression. No one has ever been reported to have died from using marijuana, but drugsense.org tells the story of Rachel Hoffman, a 23-year-old Florida State graduate from Tallahassee who was forced to work as an informant after she was busted with a small amount of marijuana and ecstasy. Now, she was sent alone with $13,000 on a buy and bust, and the deal went wrong. The men killed her and dumped her body into a ditch. Tallahassee approved a $2.6 million settlement with Rachel's family. Now, if the herb marijuana were legal, countless millions of dollars spent on the war on marijuana would be saved and lives would be saved. We must remember the alcohol prohibition law of 1919, which was abolished in 1933. It stopped few people from drinking. So why do lawmakers believe that marijuana, which many believe is a medicinal herb, will not be used just because it's outlawed? Mother Jones magazine published an article detailing Capitol Hill's top 75 corporate sponsors. Based on their campaign contributions and lobbying expenditures in Washington, D.C. from 1989 to 2010. Now, the article detailed why most companies, including many pharmaceutical companies, did not wish to see patients growing their own medicine, but because it reduced their need for prescription meds and would lead to fewer doctor visits. I must also note that according to procon.org, the FDA approved medications caused thousands of deaths per year, and there are 16 states in America that have legalized medicinal marijuana. Alaska, Arizona, California, Colorado, D.C., Delaware, Hawaii, Maine, Michigan, Montana, Nevada, New Jersey, Oregon, Rhode Island, Vermont, and Washington State. Now, European countries that have legalized marijuana have seen a huge drop in crime. A study by Jeffrey Miron, who's a professor at Harvard, said that legalizing marijuana would save the United States government $7.7 billion a year. Second, legalized marijuana would bring in a large amount of tax revenue. Miron estimated that it would bring in $6.2 billion if it were taxed at the rate of alcohol and tobacco. Now, Charleston delegate Mike Moneypenny is convinced that the Lord put marijuana in his grand scheme of creation to provide mankind with a measure of relief from chronic pain. Moneypenny says that the Bible itself proves that God intended that man use marijuana strictly for medicinal reasons. Now, Moneypenny says that marijuana has been used as medicine for more than 5,000 years in countries such as China, Asia, Africa, and South America. For many unable to afford expensive painkillers, Moneypenny says marijuana could be a cheap alternative. It gives people an opportunity to use a natural plant that the good Lord put on the earth for mankind to use. I myself have personally had to use medicinal marijuana. While going through cancer treatments, I brewed the herb as a tea and it stopped my nausea. It took away the pain of chemo, and it made me sleep. Now, these are just a few of the arguments for legalizing marijuana. Marijuana and crime are directly linked to the criminalization of the herb. Big businesses are profiting, and people are dying from being denied the use of the illegal herb. What government needs to realize is that there is most definitely money to be made throughout the United States from taxing marijuana on a federal level. Billions, enough to help the economy in a huge way.